MotorWeek is made possible by Rock Auto, Tire Rack, and Die Hard.
Now I know that this is the age of small front-wheel drive economy cars, but sometimes it's easy to forget that a lot of American families still need those big sedans. It's tough enough to shoehorn 4 commuters into some modern econo boxes, let alone 2 parents and 3 rambunctious youngsters out on a long vacation ride. So this week we look at one of those almost forgotten heroes of Detroit's past, the American Motors Corporation Concord 4-door sedan, now made only in Canada. Let's see how time has treated this dependable family conveyor. You're looking at the closest thing to a Sherman tank still made by Detroit. By today's standards, the compact Concord is big. It's heavy gauge steel and rear wheel drive. It's larger on the outside than it needs to be and smaller on the inside than it should be. But of course, for years, this was the type of car that most Americans bought. And this is also the most expensive car that AMC makes. But here's something to think about. The Concord starts at a $6,254 base price. Even with every option optionable, it still retails for under 11 grand, and that's thousands less than any other car of its class. But under the hood, you'll still find AMC's venerable old 4.2-liter engine. That's 258 cubic inches for you historians. It's an inline 6-cylinder that's lost some 40 pounds of excess weight over the last 2 years. It has a plastic valve cover and a single drive belt. They've all helped in the diet. You can get a Pontiac-made 4-banger, but for this heavy 3,280-pound 4-door, you're sure to need the 6-cylinder. Passengers and drivers get power-adjustable leather seats that are very comfortable and fully recline. They also get power windows, power door locks, tilt wheel, cassette deck, cruise control, just about everything you'd expect to find in a Lincoln or a Caddy. The dash is a bit old-fashioned, like the rest of the car, but it does include a temperature gauge and a lot of air outlets, and even a lower package tray. And here's another novelty. By today's standards, there's plenty of room in the backseat of this Concord for 3 full-size adults. But it's a good thing that they included a space-saving spare tire. The short, deep trunk can just barely hold our standard set of luggage. But my overall first impression, well, the Concord is a very well-engineered family sedan that, despite all obstacles, has kept up with the times. But is that still true once the car is in motion?
The answer from our rather surprised test team is a qualified yes. First, from 40 to 55, a slow but reasonable time of 6.2 seconds was recorded. The Concord has a good shifting Chrysler-made 3-speed automatic with efficient gearing for low-end torque. That gives you the sensation of a car that's adequately powered for everyday missions. A slowish time of 10.7 seconds and 51 miles per hour feels quite proper over our 500-foot stoplight circuit. If you want that very American sensation of willing power, regardless of reality, you could do a lot worse than the Concord. Even the quarter-mile time of 20.5 seconds and 71 miles per hour is better than many higher-spirited econo-boxes of our acquaintance. Our senses were less subjective when it came to the Concord's cornering ability. Taking it for what it is, a family sedan, our DL Limited made a good account of itself. Steering, a numb but quick power ball type with 3.4 turns lock to lock, allowed some plowing through the cones, but less than expected. Body roll, always a mainstay of big sedans, was also only moderate. The live rear axle and old fogey leaf springs did produce some axle hop on rougher pavements. They also produced some rear end swing out when pushed through the pylons. It was much the same story through our high-speed emergency lane-changing course. Power wasn't abundant, but neither was the roll and skidding found in much more pretentious cars. At 38 feet, even the Concord's turning circle is well within reason for this class of car. That matches many much smaller Japanese imports. By this time, we were all wondering if AMCs were really what family dreams were made of. Surely we weren't driving the car we thought we were. Even braking was a pleasure. From 30 miles per hour, the average distance for 6 panic stops was only 37 feet, better than average for any car. From 55, our result was 130 feet, again good. The range was a narrow one, 125 feet on the short end and 134 at the long. There was a slight tendency to pull to the left. Other than that, there was good pedal pressure and feel, and a lack of fade, and for the most part, no brake lock. That indicated that AMC has done a very good job at brake design on this car. AMC has also spent a lot of time making sure that road noise stays out and your children's screams stay in. Our sound level reading was a quiet 69 decibels at a constant 55 miles per hour. But as I'm sure you've already guessed, there is another price to be paid over the long haul, and that's in fuel economy. Although the Environmental Protection Agency rates the 6-cylinder DL Limited at 20 city, 28 highway, the best we could show was just over 19. Remember, we did say the Concord was a bit like a Sherman tank. But the AMC Concord DL Limited is a bargain if you're looking for most of the size and all of the luxury of years gone by, and can live with barely adequate fuel economy. It's driving proof of that equally bygone advertising slogan. The Concord's not getting older, it's just getting better.